It's February 9th. It's day 21 of the Trump presidency. It also happens to be Sports Ball Sunday. I don't care. I'm sure some of you do, and some of you probably won't see this tonight because you're watching Sports Ball. And I encourage you to have hobbies. I think that's great. It just doesn't happen to be one of mine. So I'm being nerdy and reading the news for you so that you don't have to do that. I thought there wasn't going to be much today, but honestly, we have some very intriguing headlines to discuss. Especially when it comes to our democracy continuing its fast slide into defeat. So Vance and Musk are now openly questioning the authority of the United States courts because courts are pushing back against the Trump administration. And obviously that was going to happen. And this is my concern. A lot of people, I think, are wanting to assume that our democracy is strong enough to hold them off. I don't know. Because I don't know what kind of shady shit they can do on the back end. And I think it's really clear that some people are extremely terrified of the Trump administration and willing to do things that compromise our society. So time will tell. Tomorrow, Trump is going to be announcing a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum, imported steel and aluminum, including steel and aluminum coming here from Canada or Mexico. So I hope you don't like buildings. I hope you don't want any cars because, the prices of those items are going to shoot through the roof. And honestly, I am very interested to see what happens to the commercial real estate market and the residential real estate market over the coming years because during COVID, when the cost of building materials went through the roof, because a lot of builders get their lumber from Canada, people couldn't build houses, man. And the real estate market really still hasn't recovered from that. Anyways, get ready for some weird shit to happen with our products and our goods and our services. If you're used to certain prices, I wouldn't be. I would try to buy everything you can that you need to have this year used. And I would hold on to as much of your money as you possibly can because I think we're in for a really bumpy ride. The Consumer Protection Agency has been ordered to stop work immediately, and Trump closed the building. Again, is that legal? Probably not. Did it happen anyways? Yep. And all of the other agencies that they're, attempting to close, again, even if it's not legal, if the courts are pushing back, a lot of those employees are currently locked out of their email and their work computers. The law works very slowly. And what Trump is doing is, working, knowing that is essentially threatening these different agencies. And again, in fear, they are complying. And also, I don't know what mechanisms Elon Musk is using to get into these systems. Like, what does he say when he goes there? Because whatever he's saying, it's getting people to do what he's asking them to do with it, for the most part. Some places have tried to physically hold them out, but I don't know. They're getting in. So here we are. This actually makes me really sad. The Gaza ceasefire is fragile to begin with, and with the reports that are coming out about the Israeli hostages that were held by Hamas being very thin, there is a lot of speculation that the ceasefire is going to be removed, and that Netanyahu is... There are people within the Israeli government that are pressuring Netanyahu to finish them off. And I don't have better terminology for such a heinous thing, but that is what some of those people want. They want a true extermination. Very, very dark times. The things that have happened to the citizens are unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And I will never budge on that. Citizens on either side, of course. I don't believe that citizens should be targeted in war. I know that governments are constantly trying to make some sort of, it's sort of like the idea that you have to break an egg to make an omelet applies to human lives. Well, anyways, again, why do we live in society? I don't know. I really ask myself that every single fucking day. And I can't promise you that I won't be hiding in a jungle somewhere someday with no human contact. We'll see what happens. House Republicans are looking into taxing school scholarships, putting an end to student loan repayment plans, in particular the SAVE plan, which is basically like if you don't make enough money, you don't have to pay your loan back until you do. They're going to be really crippling society. I mean, first of all, the fact that we charge as much for education as we do to begin with is already crippling our society. I mean, Americans have fallen deeply behind when it comes to reading and math and just skills and just all of it. We are uneducated in comparison to other societies. And a lot of that does have to do with the fact that education is so expensive here. So they're just going to make it worse. And I mean, they want the citizens here to be as stupid as possible because that will make them easier to manipulate. So I'm sure that they'll pull this off. Trump is saying that he's actually going to start cutting defense spending. I am so curious, again, to see what Trump supporters have to say about that. Doge is getting ready to dig into the U.S. military. That should be interesting. Whenever he starts stepping on MAGA toes, I get kind of excited because I'm like, are they going to freak out yet? Are they going to freak out yet? It's coming. I know it's coming. I just don't know which issue is going to do it. I think it's coming in cascades because some people already are freaking out. This is also, again, I just have specific numbers for you about Trump's meme coin this time. Will always be funny to me. Also sad. It is sad. I do not like the idea of citizens getting ripped off, period. Even if they're people that I personally find ideologically repulsive, I still don't. I think at the end of the day, I am not into billionaires taking people's money, period. However, 800,000 people lost a total of $2 billion so far on Trump's meme coin. That's really intense. Probably some people lost their life savings, honestly. Not a good bet. It was not a good bet, you guys. This is a really crazy story, and the discussions I've seen around this have also been really crazy, making references to what happened to JFK. So Trump is trying to force the entire CIA to resign. And no, I said that correctly. They're offering the CIA, the entire work staff of the CIA, 8 months paid to resign right now. Dead ass serious. Because they want to do some weird, this is like their cover story. They want to do some weird shit with the cartels. I don't know what their plan is. So fucking sketchy. So sketchy, the shit that they're doing right now. So anyways, I saw a bunch of videos today saying, well, that didn't work out so well for JFK. Because JFK was trying to eliminate the CIA. That's a whole other rabbit hole that I will not be going down on this YouTube channel because I would like to stay alive. Let me just say, we have a lot of masters. This country has a lot of masters, and they're typically not the people you think that they are. Although, some of that had started to come to the surface. And so now TikTok is going to be banned. There's some things that you just can't talk about in public. So remember that, kids. Write that down. Okay, the next and last 3 stories are the racism corner. They're all just horrendous examples of racism and white supremacy. So Trump is obviously going to the Super Bowl tonight. I think everyone knows that by now. He's the first U.S. president to ever do so. And the NFL chose to remove the words "end racism" from the end zone. I really would love to know how the Black American players feel about this, honestly. I haven't heard anybody make a statement. And I understand the difficulty of trying to make a statement in that situation. I don't really fault people for not wanting to speak out right now, because understand what's on the line. Literally our lives. I'm not exaggerating. So I get it. And I know there was like the whole uproar about the Travis Kelce saying that he's honored that Trump is coming out, whatever. They have U.S. citizens between a rock and a hard place. And so I get it. But I can't imagine how it feels as a Black American having to stand on that field tonight. And also understanding that literally the NFL exists because of Black Americans, because of their talent and their dedication. And without them, the NFL is literally nothing. So I don't know. It would have been an incredible time to protest. But again, I understand why they didn't. There's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of fear. I don't know. It would be probably very difficult to convince your teammates to walk out on their team. It will never stop frustrating me. Let's put it that way. The way that people are treated in this country, the way that women are treated, the way that minorities are treated, the way that the LGBT community is treated. There's people in my comments every once in a while being, or other white people's comments saying, like, calling us race traitors, which is a disgusting thing to say. And I will be honest with you right here. I feel so much more aligned with the minorities in this country and other women and the LGBT community. I do not feel aligned. I mean, and we're talking about groups of people, right? I don't like having to group people together like that in the fucking first place. I think it's repulsive. None of us are a purebred anything anymore. I don't know what the fuck I am. I'm a bunch of random bullshit. I'm like Irish and German, and I have no ties to any of those places. I've never even been to any of those places. It's fucking stupid. Anyways, I'm disgusted by all of it, and I don't want to, we're going to have to spend the next 4 years talking about this crap nonstop because white men are scared, and it's disgusting. And again, there are so many, I don't like to talk about this shit. Like, there's so many white men that I care for greatly, but I don't even want to say as a whole. The white men that are making these moves right now are my literal enemies. That I can say with complete and utter certainty. Those people are my enemies. Anyways, the next story is equally disgusting. Oh shit, I forgot to look up his name. I'm sure you could go look this up. A GOP congressman called Beyonce's Grammy win DEI. I'm just going to sit there. I'm so tired of It's been 21 days and I am spent. They make me sick. This one is maybe the worst. Trump just selected a man named Joe Kent to lead the counterterrorism office. He is a Proud Boy who referred to the Jan 6 rioters as political prisoners. And, I'm sure the first order of business will be to remove white supremacist organizations from the terrorism list, because they are terrorist organizations. They have been classified as terrorist organizations. The KKK is a terrorist organization. And, say goodbye to those days. You know what I'm saying? Putting a openly brazen white supremacist in charge of deciding which brown people to throw in jail for what could go wrong there, right? Anyways, yeah. I'm ashamed of our country right now. It's really dark and gross and scary. And it's just not fun to be here right now at all. Sorry, that was just another bummer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even have a joke to end with, honestly, because, it's really hard to, I don't have any jokes about the horrible effects of racism and sexism. I don't have any jokes about that because it leads to violence and death. So, again, all my jokes on this channel, 90% of them are about death. And listen, I just want to make it clear, because I'm sure that sometimes there are men listening to me that are like, she hates men. No, I do not. I have some very, very close men in my life, men that I talk to every single day, men that I love and respect, men that I trust. It's this particular group of sociopathic men and the men who look up to them, So yes, like if a man looks up to this group of men, yeah, that man is dead to me. So just wanted to clarify that. I am not a misandrist. I'm not. In fact, I believe very strongly that we need each other and we need community. And that's, to me, the thing that's going to heal our planet, is community and compassion and all of those things. But it's pretty impossible. You cannot be in community with someone who has no empathy, unfortunately. It's just not possible. Actually, I won't say unfortunately, because I don't want anything to do with those people. So anyways, I'm bitter, and I'll see you tomorrow.